If you're scientifically literate, the world looks very different to you, and that understanding empowers you.
The Converted Man here, and today I'm going to be looking at the medical argument for theism by Richard Raspberry.
This is a new argument for theism based upon logic and reason.
Well, I look forward to hearing your logic and your reasoning. Let's proceed, shall we?
The question: why is atheism incompatible with medical care?
This is a malformed question. It would be a better question had you asked it, is atheism incompatible with medical care? See, that's a leading question that then you can formulate a debate to support. But asking it in this way preassumes that it is incompatible already. So not only is it a malformed question, but it's a loaded question on top of that. That's two logical fallacies right out the gate.
To answer this question, we must first ask what atheists believe in, or to be more succinct, disbelieve in. Next, we must ask what role medicine plays in our lives and why we use it. And lastly, we must examine why the two do not marry together.
Atheists don't believe in God. Medicine plays the role of treating different diseases and problems that our bodies encounter because we do not have perfect bodies, and the two don't really have any connection to each other at all. So we'll see what your third question's answer is according to you and analyze it for logical fallacies.
Or a creator God. The atheist, holding this opinion, thus appeals to the notion that teleology, or purpose, does not exist in the natural biological life and order.
And this is a straw man, because what an atheist does not believe in is God/deity. That's it. Everything else after that is a straw man. By adding the other things that an atheist agrees to or disbelieves in, you've created a position that the atheist may or may not be taking, but it is impossible to say that they are taking it because all that atheist means is a lack of belief in God/deity.
Practitioner is someone who is educated into the practice of administering a drug of some sort, of which is given to direct the course of health as to how it should be under normal condition.
What a very sad and small box you've squished medicine into in order to make your presentation here. EMT, which requires at least 12 weeks, depending on what state you're in, sometimes 14, plus a certification from your state, and or a national certification on top of that, plus CPR training, requires one to learn how to identify burns, lacerations, tenderness, swelling, deformities, contusions, breaks, and other problems, as well as learn how to administer certain types of medicine, all on the smallest end of the scale. Doctors have to learn a lot more than that. And to just reduce it down to, oh, they give you a drug and fix your boo-boo is ridiculous. So what do we call it when somebody makes a statement that's just not true? What is that thing called again? Ring! Hello? Hey, how's it going? Remember me?
If there were no optimal design, nor regularity as to how you were designed to operate, then there could be no use of the doctor, and nor would you feel the need to seek one if you felt anything other than normal.
Non sequitur does not follow. So, if you have something optimally designed, then you have something that is designed the best that it can be, which means that that can't go wrong. If the body is designed optimally, then we shouldn't ever get sick, we shouldn't ever have breakdowns, but we do, which is why we need people that understand the body and understand physiology and medicine and how things are put together to repair it back to normal functionality when things go wrong. So either it's optimally designed and thus we don't need doctors after all because we'll never have anything go wrong with us, or it's not. You can't have it both ways. So this simply doesn't follow. If you want to say that it's designed, then you have to admit that it's designed imperfectly.
The doctor is someone who is knowledgeable of how the human body is designed to operate.
Oh, bleep. I'm not answering it. Nope, not gonna happen. Alright, fine. Hello, Outright Lie. I know it's you. I told you never to call me while I'm making a video, but you keep calling me. Hi, I just want to be here. I love to talk about things. Go away.
If there is no design to humankind, or to life in general, then why do you go running to your doctor in an instant that a part of your body fails to operate as it is designed to do so? Furthermore, if it is true that there is no design in biological life, why is your doctor trained in the profession of examination and maintenance for the optimal design of human condition?
2 loaded questions and an outright lie. Oh, goody.
Surely, if you must deny design, then you must deny that sickness and illness exist. Therefore, if you deny design, you deny health, sickness, and reality. Why? Because an error, a mistake, is an irregularity, and is not suitable, hence why you seek medical assistance. So there you have it. Atheism is not compatible with human medical position and design, nor is atheism compatible. Why would you seek medical advice from someone who denies that health exists?
Today's grand total, 13 logical fallacies. So, are our bodies designed? No. Our bodies are a product of biological evolution, which is still going on. Our bodies are adapted for survival. If you want to use the word design, I guess you could say we're designed by nature in order to survive, and we're designed by nature in order to reproduce. We might fail at both of these things because nature is not a perfect designer. In fact, nature isn't even aware that it's designing. The imperative to exist is here, and that's why we continue to try to exist, and the imperative to reproduce is also here, and that's why we continue, most of us, to try to reproduce. Not all of us choose to reproduce, and the reason for our sophisticated brains is also a product of biological evolution. We produce the brain that we have as a result of social pressures when the earlier primates competed with the other primates, and those that were able to develop bigger brains and better brains were able to beat out the other primates, and so they survived and their genes got transferred and so on and so forth. So we have the appearance of design, that we can say for sure. Everything else is just filled with nothing, not even hot air. If you wanted to use a philosophical argument that some sort of creator deity thing allowed the universe to unravel in such a way that it would produce biological evolution, and maybe you could even argue it knew what the end result would be, and in that sense has designed it from the starting point on. You still have problems because you don't have a perfect design. And I would have questions about a designer that doesn't design something to unravel perfectly. I would wonder why it didn't make it better than it is. Why wouldn't it? Why couldn't it? Why didn't it? These are questions not answered by the design hypothesis, if you will. Design ideas do not make predictions. The field of biological evolution, which much of medicine is based on or around, does make predictions. Medicine and medical practice all make predictions that are based upon data and observation and repeated tests and clinical trials. If humans were just stamped out in a rubber sort of stamp, all identical, medicine would be simple. Even if something went wrong, we would know immediately what the problem was, and the same treatment would work on the same people all the time. Of course, the downside to that is one disease would wipe us all out instantly, so we have to have variation of species. But then why make things that cause diseases if you're designing stuff? Design doesn't explain that, biological evolution does. So you have problems with this idea even if you just want to wax philosophical with it, rather than do just piss poor science slash argumentation to try to make this weird argument that doesn't work. I've seen a video that made this argument that there are no theists in hospitals. Well, there are theists in hospitals. There are chaplains in hospitals. But the point of the video was that if you truly believed in the power of prayer, that the power of prayer would always yield a positive result, then you would never go to a hospital. And in fact, sadly, there are a number of religious people that believe this and don't go to hospitals and don't allow their children to go to hospitals because they truly believe that the power of prayer will fix their problems. Of course, the only power is the body's own mechanisms, which are not perfect. Why are they not perfect? Design doesn't explain that. Biological evolution does explain that. So, not only have you failed to make a logically coherent argument from start to finish, you failed even at the philosophical waxing of this particular argumentation. Go back to the drawing board and try again, because unless and until you are free of logical fallacies, we must continue to be skeptical of your conclusions.